Joining me on the phone now is California Lieutenant Governor John Garamendi. So yesterday, you talked about President Bush visiting. During the earthquakes in '94, President Clinton came. He evidently did not cause a disruption. Why do you believe that President Bush will?
Well, anytime Air Force One and the president show up, it's disruptive. You're talking about hundreds of people that have to be involved in the security and in the advancing of a presidential visit.
Did you criticize President Clinton when he came?
No, actually, I didn't. But then again, President Clinton didn't involve himself in the disaster or the disastrous response in Katrina. And, okay.
Well, wait a minute. You're criticizing Bush for not going to Katrina, but now you're criticizing him for showing up in California?
I am simply saying this. President Bush, you're coming out. We're going to be polite. But if you're coming out here promising aid, let's see the delivery of it.
Well, that's what Clinton did. He walked. I'm serious about it, too. I watched President Clinton.
He went to New Orleans 8 times. And what did they deliver? Trailers that people couldn't live in?
Oh, come on. Lieutenant Governor, with all due respect, you're not equating Katrina with this fire. People have escaped from this fire. They didn't have to swim out of a flood. But what about this National Guard thing? You complained that yesterday that National Guard troops were tied up in Iraq. It now turns out 17,000 California National Guard troops are available. Well, according to Lieutenant General Stephen Blum, it's the case.
No. There are 17,000 total National Guard members, actually 16,500 total National Guard members in California. They're not available. 2,500 of those, 2,600 of them are in Iraq right now. And I got to tell you something. I have written letters to the families of some of those National Guard members that are never coming home.
Senator Barbara Boxer made this same charge yesterday, Lieutenant Governor. Today she stood in front of a bunch of fire officials and said, I have been assured we have all the National Guard and federal and state firefighting people we need. Are you politicizing this fire, Lieutenant Governor?
I am not politicizing this fire. What I'm saying is that the California National Guard has been heavily stressed by the war in Iraq. Fortunately, this fire is winding down. If it weren't winding down, we would need additional National Guard members. The National Guard in California has been stressed by an unnecessary war in Iraq.
Maybe, but the governor of California and Senator Boxer say you're wrong.
No, they're not saying I'm wrong.
I heard Senator Boxer say it.
They're saying something different.
What's different?
What I said last night was that President Bush wanted to help bring our troops home. That would be the greatest help. We are looking at $2.4 trillion being spent
Lieutenant Governor,
as a result of this war.
Please, you're not politicizing the fire with the war?
Hey, listen, you're the one that has brought up this issue.
No, you're expounding here on how the fire is so much worse because of this war. Please.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that at all. I said that the National Guard in California is stressed. The fire is worse because of the weather out here. In fact, California, on its own, put together the necessary plans in preparation for this fire, and we deployed very well, dealing with an extraordinary fire situation. Governor Schwarzenegger, his Office of Emergency Services, did an extraordinary job. Hey, listen, President Bush is coming out. Welcome. President Bush, you say you're going to help? Help us. We're going to need that help because a lot of this fire occurred on federal land, on the federal forest land. Those lands are just uphill from the communities of California, and hopefully it will rain this winter. When it does, we're looking at landslides, mudslides into the area. Let me finish. The federal government, President Bush, you say you're going to help. There's a specific place you can help.
All right.
Will
you say, President Bush, I'm sorry for my tone yesterday when I said we'll be polite, but we would like you to come and we would like you to help.
I am not about to apologize to President Bush for what he has done to this nation. I'm not about to apologize to him for what he has done, what he and his administration failed to do in the New Orleans Katrina situation.
You are once again conflating this fire with Katrina and the war in Iraq. That is completely irresponsible, Lieutenant Governor.
It is not. In fact, the resources of this nation have been depleted.
Excuse me, what does that have to do with the fire?
What does it have to do with the fire? It has to do with the response that's going to be forthcoming. President Bush, you're here. Go ahead. Help us. We're looking. Prove that you can do it this time.
It's quite a welcome. Lieutenant Governor John Garamendi of California, a Democrat. Did he hang up?
Yeah. He's gone.
Did he hang up on me?
Yes.
I think he did.
I think he did. His own senator from California of the same party, Barbara Boxer, has taken back what she said along the same lines, has assured the people of California that they have all the equipment they need from the feds and from the state, and that there's no problem with the National Guard. Garamendi sticks to this bogus story. He's mad at me right now. He is chewing out some public relations person saying, how could you put me on with that guy? He probably doesn't remember the years I covered him in Sacramento. He doesn't remember who I am. He doesn't remember that I was his worst nightmare then and now.
Guess whose show he's going on tonight, John?
Bathtub Boy!
You got it.
Resign.
Right. The 15-year-old and the 47-year-old's body sitting around reading about wizards and who's that gay Merlin that has been announced, and reading those Harry Potter books, and then immediately demanding the president resign.
Resign.
Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Hogwarts to the White House. I cover them both. I can dig down deep into Harry Potter. I am so wise, I can tell the president to
resign.
Yeah.
Point. Click. Spew. Gibson Radio at foxnews.com.